Ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 bum. What's up, y'all? Philyfli Show NFL Edition Super Bowl weekend, but also goodbye weekend. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Oh man, it's been a fun year on the Philyfli Show NFL Edition. Sad it's coming to an end. Can't believe I've gotten this far with it. Did not think the show would go the way it did for me. Actually, really like the numbers. I started to crunch. I didn't get it all finished, but by the time next year happens, I I am probably gonna have a weird off-season show. Maybe two of them, maybe one with the free agency, and then talk about the draft coming up, and then maybe one with the draft, and maybe throwing out prop bets out there and everything. Cause I'm kind of getting into this prop bet thing and doing everything. Kind of want to start out with the show with shouting out to a new website that a homie got me onto. It is called Underdog. Now, it is legal in a lot of states because it's technically like fantasy football. So they will ship you your money back and everything almost right away. And really, essentially, the way it works, it's like almost a parlay system. You can either pick one or you can pick up to five. If you pick up to 5 picks, it times your bet to by 20, and the most you can put down is 25 anyways. So yeah, it's got a little bit of a cap out, which sucks, but you just gotta hit some of these, and I've been missing them by one. Mainly just like in a lot of my parlays on my UFC show, but hey, it's eventually gonna hit, and it gives you some free money if you do it the certain way. Hit me up if you want me to send you a link. Anyways. Philyfli Show NFL Edition. Look, Conference Championship Week was 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to go over every single pick. I'm just going to go over what picks happened with that Bengals Chiefs. I had 19 picks on the prop bets. Only got 8 of them right on 19. Little disappointed there. And then the next week with the 49ers Rams, I had 20 of them on there, and I only got 9 of them right. So not a very good week for the conference championship week, but we're going to turn that around with this quick Super Bowl edition. Look, this might honestly only be 10 minutes max on a show, but I just wanted to come back, thank you guys, thank the supporters, do something for the fans, the average Joes, get some money in the pockets like I always like to say, and man, let's just do it. Like, end the year, say goodbye, peace out. We'll be back and better than ever next year. Hopefully, get the side gig that I'm trying to do to get some extra cash, get this extra cash, and actually get this live stream edition going. Because that's kind of my goal to get in by the time the NFL edition gets into next year, is to have a live stream. That will even help with the draft one that I want to do in the summer. And, well, not really summer. It'll be more like end of the spring. But you guys know. You guys get it. But we got the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. You obviously know it's the Rams and the Bengals. If you don't know, your head's living under a rock. I don't know where you've been. I won't understand. Like, what? You don't know who's in the Super Bowl? Okay. Also, like, people who aren't watching the Super Bowl, I've always wondered this. Are you guys, like, working? Like, is that the only thing that happens? Like, is that the only reason people don't watch the Super Bowl? Man, I know football is not for everybody, but the Super Bowl? Like, the parties, the fun? Woof. All right. Now, if you've been watching all week like I have on the line, it has stayed at -4 and +4 all week. And I literally thought by the time Thursday would hit here that we would see the line move to like 3.5. And yeah, at just 3.5. Like, literally, I'd be jumping all over the Bengals with +4, because if the Rams do win, do you think they're going to win by 4? No, they're winning by 3 points max if they win. That's how they won most of their games this year. They're not a goal. They've blown out some teams, but not every team. And did the Bengals get blown out down 21-3? Did the Bengals go, think the Chiefs were going to beat them? No, they came back and whooped the snot out of them. Man, I am jumping into the Bengals hype. I started last week. I kind of said that in the conference championship. that I'm jumping in that Joe Burrow bandwagon. It just seems that dude can get it done. He seems like the new young phenom, like when Mahomes kind of busted onto the scene. And I just think Stafford's going to make the mistakes like he always does. Throw too many interceptions, fumble the ball, make a mistake, not make the play here. Like he's always done. The reason why the Lions, everyone keeps saying it was the whole Lions organization. Well, it also comes down to the throwing of the arm, too, once in a while. Yeah, he made a lot of big plays, but once Calvin Johnson left and everything, did he always make all the big plays? I don't really remember that. I just remember him screwing it up all the time and always throwing interceptions, Brett Favre style. So, you obviously see where I'm leaning. We're going to go Bengals +4. Money line, you got -198 on the Rams and +166 on the Bengals. I'm going Bengals. And the over-under is 48.5. And I'm going over because these teams have seemed to get above 24 points each consistently. So, big game, even though it can be defensive, I'm going over. I know a lot of people are going under, but that's just the way I feel. We're going to get into the passing yards. They got Joe Burrow at 276.5. I'm going over on that one. I just see Joe throwing for 300 yards. Again, Stafford is going to throw too many interceptions and turnovers in the game. So he's going to throw for more yards. They got 281.5 for him. I'm going over on that one too. I think he throws for 300 yards, but I think he only had... Here's the next part. Burrow's 1.5 for TDs. I'm going over because dude's throwing 2 TDs in the game. Almost in all of his games, he's thrown 2 TDs. There's just a couple of games where he hasn't. Then this is where it's tricky, and this is what I'm thinking. They got Stafford at 2.5. I don't think Stafford throws 2.5 over 2.5 touchdowns. I think Stafford throws 2 touchdowns, so I'm going under on that one. Again, if you want to hear that again, we got Burrow on the over on his yards, Stafford over on his yards. On Burrow's TDs, I'm going over, and then on Stafford's TDs, I'm going under. Alrighty, boys and girls. We got rushing yards next. Over under prop bets. I got Mixon 60.5. I'm going over on that one. Burrow's got 10.5. I'm going under. I don't think he gets. I think he gets a couple runs, but I don't think he gets over 10.5. They have Samaje Perine at 2.5 rushing yards. Now I know they usually just keep Mixon in and then run a couple times with Chase or something. I think Samaje Perine gets a couple carries there and gets over 2.5 yards. So I know it's going to be hard, but I think he gets over 2.5 yards. They got Jamar Chase now rushing for 3.5 yards. I'm going over on that one too because I think that he'll get at least 4 or 5 yards on like a jet sweep or something. Now I could only get 2 rushing yards for the Rams. I got Akers at 64.5. I'm going under there. I don't know why they're not giving me Sony Michel's, and I couldn't get any on a different site that I was looking at, so I just gave up. But I did get Stafford's. They got him at 5.5. I'm going over just because I feel like Stafford's going to have to try to run the ball to get, the win. So, and then we get into the receiving yards here. Tyler Boyd is 39.5. I'm going under on that one. T. Higgins is a 69.5. I'm going over. Jamar Chase is a 78.5, and I'm going over. And then Mixon is 25.5. I'm going under. And then Samaje Perine, the third down running back, is 10.5. I think that dude gets a 10-yard play, or at least 11-yard play. Sorry, not a 10-yard play. So I'm going over there. Next, we jump into Cooper Kupp. Dude's got 105 for his over-under, and this dude has gotten almost over every single week, man. A lot of the weeks I've been looking, it's been high up there. In the beginning, it started out in the 80s and the 90s, and I thought that was high, but toward the middle of the year, it was just 100, 105, 110, 106, and that today, or for Sunday, it's going to be 105.5. I'm going over. Van Jefferson's is 33.5. I'm going under. I don't think he has a good game. And then Beckham Jr., 62.5. I'm going under. I don't think he has a good game. And then Akers is 16.5. I'm going over. They did not give me that other tight end, not Higbee, but the other guy that came in. So that was very frustrating. I did want to go down some. There was kind of a cool one here that I want to a prop bet that I wanted to talk about. And I'm gonna see if I can pull it up here. It was 6,000. So I wanted to do plus 6,000 and above. You can get to this round, and it starts out like this. So the first one for first three for plus 6,000. I'll say those ones. You can get Jamar Chase to score the first touchdown and to score the second touchdown, which could happen, but that's a far bout. Here's a more likely option, the one that I like. Going Cam Akers to score the first TD, rushing yard or receiving, just as first TD, and then Joe Mixon to score the second TD. That could happen. Or vice versa. Joe Mixon to score the first TD, Cam Akers to score the second one. I really like both of those, so I'd throw some money on there. It's another plus 6,500. Either Joe Burrow or Matthew Stafford to have 500 plus passing yards. What? I don't think that one happens, but what? Plus 8,000. Odell Beckham Jr. to score the first and the second TD. Not going to happen. Plus 10,000. T. Higgins to score the first TD. Odell Beckham to score the second. I don't like that one either. Oh, wow. Another plus 10,000 one. Plus 6 TDs in each half for each of them. Man, that's crazy. Will there be overtime? This one's a fun prop bet for anyone. I would go yes because we've had one a couple times now, I think. But I'm going yes because it's plus 920. That's crazy. Negative 1,800 on no. That's your safe bet. Let's see. There's another one that I want to. Nah, there's no other really good ones. There's alternative bets you can jump into. There's yards. There's plus 2 TDs. There's score. One of the ones I would say because of last week, some dudes won a bunch of money off picking the score on the conference one. Look, I would do that and throw some money down on some of these, like Bengals 17-10, Bengals 17-13. I'd throw down. Then I do Bengals 20-13, Bengals 20-14, 20-17, 21-17. And then I'd switch over to when it gets to the Rams here. I do some other higher ones too. I just throw dollars down on those ones because you're still winning $2,000 if you hit on those on $1 because they're all like plus 190. They're just huge numbers. When you switch to the Rams here, you could do the same thing. 17-13, 20-10, 20-13, 20-14, 20-17, which is a popular Super Bowl number. I do all those. It's just all fun and games in this betting world. Hopefully Turtle Lake gets open soon for most of us who are sick of driving to Diamond Joe's, even though I got some money down at Diamond Joe's and I should go down there this weekend. But anyways, we'll jump back into it later in the season here in the spring. Otherwise, if I don't, let's say I don't, I will see you guys next fall in the preseason at least for sure to talk about a bunch of new things, new teams, new people. Obviously, the big news everyone wants to hear about is Aaron Rodgers and everything, but hey, enjoy the Super Bowl and enjoy the offseason, everybody. The Philyfli Show is sadly signing off.